Now, this has been one of the most challenging and humbling summer seasons that I've had in a long time. My tomatoes were struggling, my potatoes got hit by spider mites, and for the very first time, my butternut plants did not give me one single fruit. So you can be discouraged, or you can decide to use March as a reset. So in today's video, I will walk you through on some of the things that I will be doing, some of the items that I'll be planting to reset my garden for a productive winter garden. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now on this side of the garden, we planted a Waltham variety. As you can see, the leaves are looking beautiful, looks very nice and healthy. However, it did not produce one single fruit. I even tried to bring in some plants to attract pollinators, and on some occasions I even did some hand pollination, but with no success. I still managed to not get one single fruit. Funny enough, in the past I planted some Waltham varieties, honey nut, and spaghetti squash, and even Tahitian butternut, and all of them used to give me some fruit. But this year, things did not work out at all. It is also interesting if you know that one of my goals was to at least have 30 butternut squashes by the end of this summer season so that I can at least store them, but they did not come to fruition. I have a couple of options to hope for the best, or remove the plant and replace it with some cool season crops. So that is exactly what I will be doing this month. Although the plant looks so much beautiful and lovely, I think it will be best for me just to remove it, because you know, space is very valuable in a small garden. So instead of gambling and just hoping for something to come forward, I think it will be best for me to remove this plant and rather plant some cool season crops in that space. So that is exactly what I will be doing. And sometimes I think as a gardener, you have to make those decisions as to how to handle certain circumstances like this. So for me, it will be just wise to remove the butternut plant and plant some cool season crops. Now, previous months, I did start off some seedlings. So in this spot, I will be planting some broccoli. I have a broccoli plant here. I also have 2 sprouting broccolis that I will also be planting in this area. Now in this section, this is where my potatoes also were growing, and they also were affected by the spider mites. If you want to check that out, I just did discuss it in the previous video. I'll put it up here for you to check out. But I think it's also best for me to reset this space. So I will also be removing all of the potatoes from this. I will harvest and pull them out, and not expecting anything significant from the space. And in the space of these potatoes, I'm planning to be planting some beetroot, because they are not getting much affected by any pests that will attack their leaves. And on another section of the garden, I will also be planting some carrots, some baby carrots, and some turnips. So those are the root crops that I will be planting. Now, one of the root crops that I'm very curious to grow this year is parsnips. So parsnips are very finicky. They do not germinate much easier if you sow them outside. So I'll be trying to start the sprout or germinate the parsnips indoors. So I will do it. I have here a plastic container, and I will use some paper towel. I will just spray this paper towel with some water to make sure that it is nice and damp. After that, I will then sow a couple of the parsnip seeds. I will just spray them on this sheet or paper towel. I will wetten it a little bit, not soaking wet, but just to make it damp. After that, I will close it up. And I have here plastic that I will just wrap, and the idea is to maintain and keep the moisture and humidity. I will keep this indoors. I will check in on it. According to some reading, it appears that it should germinate around about within 7 days. So I will just check up on this on a regular basis to make sure that the seeds do not dry out. And as soon as those germinate, I will sow them directly or transplant them, place them directly into the garden. I'll keep you up to date with how this is going Now I have one determinate tomato seedling that I've grown. So I thought, since we are not in a frost region, it would be best for me to transplant this in the section of the garden. So this is just my attempt to see if I cannot get one last harvest, tomato harvest, before temperatures totally gets cold. So I know it's at the end of summer season, but I have this one seedling, and here in the Western Cape we are not prone to get any frost. So for me, I'm going to take this gamble and see if I cannot get a tomato harvest before temperatures totally drop. Yeah. Now on the side of the raised bed is looking quite nice. There's a couple of bush beans that are growing nice. We still have eggplant here. We'll also see 2 that are ready, so I'll just harvest that as well. So some of the things that I've also planted last month was this crooked neck squash. Look like it's developing some fruit. So I'm hopefully I can get last harvest from this plant. But with regards to the honey nut variety that is growing next to the trellis, the plan is also to reset the garden totally there. I didn't get any harvest as well from the honey nut variety. So what I'll be doing next, I will just be planting some peas in this section. So peas are known to grow very nice up on trellises. So I will just go ahead and remove the honey nut plants that are currently in that space. And then I will be planting these peas plants in that place. So changing direction this month, we take it on the chin, the disappointment from the butternut. But yeah, I will see if I'm excited to see how the peas will perform in the section of the garden. Yeah, so this is how reset looks like. It's all about removing struggling plants and replace them with items that can thrive next. So peas are cool season crops, and I'm pretty sure that they will perform much better. So instead of hoping for a miracle on the side, I will just go ahead and plant some peas in the section of the garden. Now, in order to ensure that I do succession planting, this month I will be starting quite a couple of cool season crops. So I have here baby cabbage. So I'll be planting different varieties. The idea is that they will be getting ready at different times. So although I might plant them at the same time, they will be ready for harvest at different times. So I start off some baby cabbage and also the large drum cabbage variety. That is just to ensure that there's always different variety. I will also be planting some purple cauliflower and broccoli, just to bring some different variety. I actually enjoyed growing these colorful brassicas last year, so I will just go ahead and plant another couple of these brassicas here. So definitely this summer my garden was tested. The spider mites definitely showed me that things can change so quickly, yes. In a very short time, my potatoes were looking good at one time, and the next moment they were looking terrible. The butternut reminded me that success is not guaranteed, you know. I thought that, man, I'm gonna have a beautiful butternut harvest, but hey, and such is life, you know, that sometimes we plant and we need to be resilient and bounce back and sometimes change direction. So for me, this is all about resetting this month. If you want to know the top cool season crops that you can grow, I'll put a video over here. But please let me know what is happening in your garden, what are your plans. And until next time, guys, keep on sowing and growing.